Just practicing that. At any time after you get the C's, you can fudge in. But without the C's, if I try to fudge in, I don't have his center. So the force is there, but it's irrelevant. It's neutral in reference to him. So I've already done mois for him. I've made him neutralized. It's like punching and missing. Instantly he can affect me. But if there's nothing there, there's nothing to grab. If he tries to grab me, he only finds the floor. When he finds the floor, it's like when you suddenly hit, you know, you're walking through and you hit something you didn't know was there. He hits the floor. At that moment, he locks up. I can release force. So you have to be empty. Empty to your opponent and empty to your own forces. And we touch and we know each other gently. If he touches me, if I'm tense at all, even just a tiny bit, Nick will manipulate me dependent on my own error. The error's tiny. You guys probably can't see it from the outside, but it's like a neon light to Nick. He knows about it. But if I don't have the error, and he's hunting for my error, the opposite is true. I can find it in him. And then you speed up and you just become more natural and you start to let more forces out. The force always coming from knowing and release. Sorry. Bit slippery, those shoes. So when we contact, I know, so he touches my body. I feel his whole mechanism, what it's doing, where the energy is. If I can't feel the energy, I can't attack it. Russell Fung said Tai Chi is like table tennis. What that means is their center of power is moving around and you just adjust your bat and boom, they fly off on a different angle. But if you can't see the ball, you can't do it. So you don't have knowing. So I feel the ball inside him, which is his center, and release force. As soon as we have contact, I release. Song, no, fa. Then we come into martial stuff. So martial is really slow. All fighting is dependent on contact. There is no fighting outside of contact. If he wants to hurt me, there's one guarantee outside of guns and stuff. He has to come into my space. And he has to make contact with my being. So we don't hunt down in Tai Chi, we just hang out, knowing and releasing. As soon as there's contact, we know that point of knowing and release. And you can control their body. If you can control your opponent's movement, hurting them is very easy. Finishing the fight is very easy. So the 8 energies begin to manifest in a more martial way. So An becomes any downward force, especially palm strikes. So we have, this is Lu, because I'm taking his force off, so it doesn't hurt me. And this is An. We just change freely. We have ward off. Actually, it's split. Splitting his arm and his neck in 2 different directions. They change, just box a bit. We have Chai, so fingertips, and striking. Yep, always controlling his center. So if he does try to attack me with this hand, I actually own his whole body at all times. We touch. Okay? Yeah, we hit. Sorry. Any point of contact, when the fight starts, we don't have to get busy. Don't have to know complexity. It's not this. Oh, trying to be a kung fu movie and getting beaten up. If any of you have ever learnt that stuff and tried to apply it, it works great in the school, but as soon as someone resists, it's very difficult to be so technical and beautiful. But if your art is based on resistance, dependent on resistance, wanting them to resist, well, that's great, because I guarantee everyone resists. Everyone resists. Some people in the training hall will be a wet noodle, so they're kind of difficult. But as soon as it's a martial, as soon as it's a fight, there's no such thing as a wet noodle. No such thing. And there's no such thing as a fight where your partner isn't coming into your space. If he doesn't come into my space, sweet. It's not sport fighting where you have to run around and try and bridge the gap. In real fighting, I guarantee they're going to bridge the gap. They want to beat your head in. So all you do is hang out. You know and you release. They bridge the gap because they're acting, because they're doing, they're giving tension. So they're giving existence, centers, flaws, errors, everything we've trained to know and release. If you can maintain calm, all you do is touch and they go. In my experience, in real fighting, Tai Chi works much better than in the training hall. Much better. It's like, whoa, I didn't know it worked that well. You'd think it would be the other way, but it isn't. Because they're aggressive, when people are aggressive, the center comes up, they lock up, they're on top, they're really driving at you, they desperately want to get you. That desperation, tension, and loss of root is all working for us. In training, we're always trying to do Tai Chi against Tai Chi. That's hard. Tai Chi is not designed for defeating Tai Chi. Tai Chi is designed to defeat everything else. You can still do it against Tai Chi, but it becomes a battle of level.